During the midterms, the advocacy group 314 Action made it its mission to get scientists to run for office.
Looking at this building will never get old.
Now, 9 of its 13 endorsed candidates have been elected to Congress, and they're ready to take the oath of office.
Okay.
One of them is Kim Schrier, who recently moved into her office.
There we go. Okay, everybody.
Up until recently, Schrier was a full-time pediatrician in Washington state. Now, she's the only woman physician in Congress.
You are about to take your oath of office, and it's at sort of a weird time. The government is shut down right now.
I think it is ridiculous that it is shut down. Thousands of people are not getting a paycheck because of this wall. And so issue number one is to come in and see if we can pass a budget and get this government working.
Do you think that the fact that you're a scientist helped you get elected?
I do. I think that right now there are a lot of things that matter to the people in this country. One of them, of course, is healthcare and the cost of prescription drugs. And I speak to that both as a doctor and as a patient, because I have type 1 diabetes and I am acutely aware of what life is like as a patient.
One of the things that we hear a lot is a politician saying, I'm not a scientist, but whenever answering a question about climate change, for instance. Do you think that's going to change now?
When they say that, they say it in almost a dismissive way, right? They say it in a way like, I'm not a scientist, but I know better than the scientist. And it's time for that kind of mentality to change. Guess what? Now we have scientists. Now we have people who understand looking at data, and you don't get that excuse.
I'm a chemist by training and realized that, as the members I'm sure can attest, there's a lot of lawyers in Congress, not that they shouldn't be there. That's okay, they're allowed. But there's nothing in our Constitution that says we can only be governed by attorneys.
In the last Congress, 218 members had a background in law, which is why 314 Action threw a party to celebrate the election of 9 science nerds.
I'm an engineer. I'm also a former chemistry teacher. One of the reasons why I thought I would be useful and helpful in Congress was because of my technical background.
Why should scientists run for office?
I think historically we as STEM professionals, scientists or technologists, we kind of think ourselves to be not above, but sort of separate and independent from the government mechanisms. But I think right now in particular, we see the consequences of people like us not participating in our society in this way.
Our incoming class is historical, and with scientists and engineers, and we need those people in office.
You have a STEM background. You're an ocean engineer. How is that going to help you deal with Washington?
Because I broker in facts.
Earlier today, Schrier and her fellow freshman Congress members took their oath of office for the first time.
What if Congress ends up doing nothing on healthcare? Would that be demoralizing for you?
Well, I have every reason to believe that we will make progress on this. Now, I think your question may really have been getting at, well, what happens if it makes it through the House and it makes it through the Senate and our president vetoes it? And that I look at as, you know what? This is setting the table for 2020. We are going to show my district, this country, what you get when you put Democrats in power.